Police in Hawaii have arrested a 46-year-old doctor for allegedly trying to kill his wife while they were out for a hike.
And he had syringes out trying to inject her with something. Shout out to her for getting away from all of that.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a story that's gotten a lot of people talking. The story that just has this intense conversation of the doctor and his wife. They went hiking and the doctor tried to push his wife off the cliff, and this happened in Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken. He tried to push the wife over the cliff. The wife did not go over the cliff eventually, and he took stone and started hitting her. When that did not work and she was screaming for help, this man brought syringe and tried to inject her. So this is clearly, as they're saying it, is that this is a premeditated incident, and he has been charged with murder. And another strange thing that happened is the fact that his ex-wife now is coming out to say that almost similar things happened to her. And then also the first person he called when he could not succeed was his son from his previous marriage, which that's really kind of sketchy. So anyway, guys, we're going to hear the story. There's this creator that broke down the entire story. We're going to hear the story and then people's response to the story, and let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the story down in the comment section?
Police in Hawaii have arrested a 46-year-old doctor for allegedly trying to kill his wife while they were out for a hike. They say this man, Gerhard Koenig, tried to push his wife, Ariel, off of a hiking trail, then hit her head with a rock. She was rushed to the hospital in critical condition.
This man, a prominent doctor in Hawaii, attempted to throw his wife off a cliff while they were hiking. And now the wife has filed a restraining order against him, saying that he has been her for months. Last week, 36-year-old Ariel Koenig was hiking in Oahu, Hawaii with her husband when he attempted to throw her off a cliff. 46-year-old Gerhard Koenig, a prominent doctor in Hawaii, and Ariel have been married for 7 years. And last week, they were hiking at the scenic Pali Lookout near Honolulu when Gerhard allegedly attempted to push Ariel off the 1,200-foot cliff. According to the Honolulu police in an arrest affidavit, Gerhard allegedly tried to push Ariel off the cliff, bashed her face into the ground, hit her with a rock 10 times, and then tried to inject her with a syringe. Ariel reportedly was screaming for help as Gerhard was attacking her, and then she heard two other hikers and crawled over to them. At that point, Gerhard allegedly grabbed 2 syringes out of his bag and tried to inject her with them. Thankfully, she was able to escape him and she survived the attack. One of the 2 witnesses told police that she heard Ariel screaming for help and found Gerhard allegedly on top of his wife, hitting her in the head. Gerhard briefly fled the scene, but he was arrested and charged with attempted murder later that same day. He is still in jail, being held on a $5 million bond, and he has not yet entered a plea. And now Ariel has filed a restraining order petition against her husband in which she alleges that he had been hitting her for months in the lead up to this incident. In the petition, she claimed that back in December, Gerhard accused her of having an affair and he had extreme jealousy. She alleged in the petition, quote, "Since then, he has attempted to control and monitor all my communications." She said that they had been going to individual and couples therapy, but that didn't stop him from getting upset at her while they were hiking. She said that Gerhard became enraged after he asked to take a photo with her on an edge and she was uncomfortable being that close to the edge. Gerhard allegedly got angry and began to push her back towards the cliff edge. He screamed at her, commenting along the lines of, "Go back over there, I'm so effing sick of you." She initially thought he was joking, but quickly realized that he was trying to push her off the cliff edge. Thankfully, she did survive despite not only being pushed towards the cliff edge, but being hit in the head and almost injected with a syringe. And now her husband is facing attempted murder charges.
Police in Hawaii have arrested a 46-year-old doctor for allegedly trying to kill his wife.
I don't know, but I think when it comes to y'all households, y'all husbands be trying to invite y'all out hiking, snorkeling, cruise ships. I'm not saying that this happens all the time, but it happens enough to know that when their husbands invite them out on hiking trips, boating in the dark, some of that, a lot of times, that ain't for romantic purposes. That's code for, I'm about to kill your ass for the insurance money, or I'm trying to be with Rebecca. and I don't want to pay your ass in a divorce. So, not saying that it happens all the time, but it's an observation that white men do this a lot when they want to get rid of their wives. They invite them on hiking trips. They might invite them snorkeling on cruise ships so they can throw them off. This is an observation. So, I'm just giving y'all a bit of advice. When y'all husbands invite y'all out on hiking trips and all that, invite a friend.
Okay.
Invite a friend.
Okay.
Invite a few friends. No, this is not a romantic hike. This is not just and it should be. It should be very innocent. But nah, not in some of y'all households. Because a lot of y'all husbands be wanting to be with somebody else. They be greedy. They want insurance money, all that. No. I'm not going out on no boat with you at night. I'm not going hiking with you off on no cliff to be romantic. Now you can't do that. Because now that's code for I'm about to your ass for this money or for this woman.
Shout out to the wife who took a vacation with her husband in Hawaii, and they went hiking, and he wanted to take a picture with her by the edge of the cliff. He tried to push her off. She got out of that, and then he tried to hit her in the head. Well, I think he did hit her in the head with a rock multiple times. Then she ran, and she was able to run towards people, and he had syringes out trying to inject her with something. Shout out to her for getting away from all of that. She hasn't been publicly named, so I just know that she's a 39-year-old woman. I know that she is so traumatized right now. I don't know if they have kids. If they have kids, oh, God bless her and her children. I watch a lot of true crime, and because it's always trying to push somebody off of a ledge and say they fell. Like, not really. You be pushing people. Never happens. Does anybody ever really fall over the cliff? Like, I'm sure, 2% of people, but that other 98% pushed.
Police in Hawaii have arrested a 46-year-old doctor for allegedly trying to kill his wife while they were out for a hike. They say this man, Gerhard Koenig, tried to push his wife, Ariel, off of a hiking trail, then hit her in the head with a rock. She was rushed to the hospital in critical condition.
So she is still fighting for her life, but I wonder how many of these so-called accidents that happen when women are in the woods with their husbands are just or attempted the police didn't catch. Remember this guy? 2 months he had been married, and he accidentally threw gasoline on the fire, setting his wife on, leaving her with third-degree burns over most of her body, but he refused to apologize. It was an accident. I didn't do anything wrong, and then he left her. This was an unsuccessful attempt. And they take you out into the woods, and they do it in some crazy fashion so that you won't be around to testify. I mean, going back to the initial guy, he pushed her off the trail and then started her in the head with a rock. And I guarantee you he was going to blame it on the mysterious assailant or say she just fell and hit her head. Talk about man versus bear. Even the man you go into the woods with is not as safe a bet as the bear. Anytime you go outdoors with a man, you are risking your life. This woman was a trained paratrooper going on a dive. Her husband had cut up her parachute, both of them, so they wouldn't work. She still survived that 40,000-foot fall. But why was he doing it? Detectives found out he was having affairs with 2 other women, including one he talked about leaving his wife for, in addition to being in contact with S workers. He also had out-of-control debts and had raised his life insurance policy, so the wife would be worth a lot more when she passed away. And that's why you can't wait, because Victoria, his wife, said, oh, I knew he was being unfaithful. I just didn't know the extent. And she didn't want to rock the boat because she was pregnant with their child. She said, I knew there was stuff, other women on chat sites he contacted, and I'd seen the messages on his laptop. I knew he met up with women, and I was planning on confronting him. But you have to fight your battles at the right time, and being heavily pregnant, it wasn't the right time. It's always the right time to save your life. This is not a popular opinion, but I have always felt cheating is abusive. And as proven by all these cases, if a man can be abusive through cheating, he can turn murderous. And I wonder how many women their unaliving has been labeled death by misadventure or some kind of accident on the hiking trail, the hunting trail, the fishing hole, or whatever else. And in reality, it was their husband's plot and take it to a new life financed by your death. I need you all to join me, engage in radical reality, and see the world for what it is. Because these are accomplished women. As I said, this woman was a paratrooper for the military. The woman in the original story is a nuclear engineer. They're talking about, oh, her husband's a doctor. She's a nuclear engineer. She's quite intelligent. The world grooms women to believe in the fairy tale of happily ever after with an XY rather than their own instincts. Because if a man is plotting to murder you, you probably had an inkling that he didn't like you. But people teach you marriage is hard work, and sometimes you go through a bad patch, and that's just life. Than people telling you the truth. And the truth is this: men are almost entirely ruled by their emotions. Their behavior is a perfect reflection of their feelings for you. There's no such thing as a man snapping at you and talking to you nasty who's secretly deep in love with you. That is a myth they have made up so men have more convenient access to abuse you. You ever been with a guy who was sweet as pie, who couldn't do enough for you, who worshiped the ground you walked on, who had to call you every day at a certain time, and the behavior changed? Later on, you found out it was because something else shifted. He met someone else, or he went off you for whatever reason. Behavior is communication. Behavior is a reflection of how he feels about you. So all these women talking about he was cold and he was this and he was distant, but I just thought that's your time to think it's time to get the hell out of here. Because men think their feelings are facts. I say this to help save your life. For them, it is a very short journey from I feel trapped to she's suffocating me to I have to unallow her to get out of this marriage. One day he's unhappy. The next day you'll be. Thousands of women pass away this way every year. That family annihilator from January, his name escapes me, but his family members came forward talking about how he and his victim were in counseling and how she was trying to make the marriage better. And what is she now? She and her children are gone from this earth. You cannot reason with these creatures. They are ruled by their emotions. And as soon as they settle on the idea that you are the root cause of all their unhappiness, they are going to try to get rid of you permanently. They want a fresh, clean slate. If you don't want to believe it for yourself, please save your children, because these men will unalive them quick, not to have the responsibility of child support or not to look like the bad guy when he finishes unaliving you. They hate accountability. It's time to pull off the rose-colored glasses, okay? You're so, oh, he would never. Every day, the news proves that's a lie. You need to get with reality. Let's practice radical reality and come out of the happily ever fantasy that has been sold to us. They will have you on tape like this man tried to do and step over your body to get to the next woman. Hello there, Scott Peterson. They don't care. They don't care if you're pregnant with their child. They don't care if your children are in the room. They will take them out too. They're like children. They want what they want when they want it. And when you're no longer what they want, they will see you as an obstacle to the life of their dreams, and they don't hesitate to get rid of those. Govern yourselves accordingly. That's it. Like and follow for more.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thought. I'd love to know what you guys think about this conversation, this story down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on the channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought. So like we've always had this conversation over and over again that women, be careful, especially when your marriage is going through a rough patch. Be very, very careful, be very, very attentive, and listen to your intuition. We've seen cases of women trying to leave the men and then the men unalive them. We've seen different cases. So this is not even a new cases. And we've seen cases where women go on this hike, just all these activities, outdoor activities, and at the end of the day, like, oh, it's a mistake, camping, and like, oh, something happened, this got missing, and ladies here, let's be very, very careful, especially those ones that are married. Even when you're in a relationship, if the relationship is going through a rough patch, be careful. I think I agree with that sister that said that probably if he invites you for such date, invite some friends or a friend to go with you, because the truth is that anything can happen. We've seen how some of these men get really emotional, thinking just the thought of them losing you, just the thought of leaving you, they can do the most crazy thing like unaliving you. We saw the story we did of the woman. Guys, let me know what's the meaning of when your eye is twitching. Like, my eye has been twitching for days. Let me know down in the comment section, okay? So if you see just ignore it. You saw the woman who did the story of when she came online saying that she's separating from her husband and things are going amicably. A couple of weeks later, this man unalive her. Even when we say when you want to break up with them, when you want to end the marriage, do it in a very, very careful way. And the truth is that somebody say, oh, my own man is not like that. My husband, my boyfriend is not like that. The women that these things happen to, they did not see these things happening to them. You get what I'm saying? They didn't see it coming. So please, guys, let's be very, very cautious when we're dealing with this man. Let's be very, very intuitive, because the truth is that we women, we see the sign, but because we want to believe the best out of the relationship and because we still want the relationship, we will be. Imagine this man has been essaying her for days and all that, and yet this woman stay. And another update that came out about this story is the fact that this man called his son from his other marriage. You see what I'm talking about? Like, when I say I wish that we women, we can talk to ourselves about our exes and all that, so that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. The ex-wife also said she experienced things like that, and according to the story, this man, after the attempt to unalive his wife, the first person he called was his son. What does that mean? Anyway, I really want to know you guys' take on this. And for me, ladies, be careful. It should be the sweetest guy you know. It should be the most empathetic person you know, kindest person you know. Be careful, especially when you guys are not in a good space, especially when you want to end things, especially when you know something is off. Don't do it. Like, just be careful generally. Move quietly, move silently. You don't have to let him know that you're aware of this thought. Just move silently and get out before they unalive you. Get out. God just helped this woman, or else her story would have been a different story. Took her away from their home. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this story down in the comment section. Go ahead and share your thoughts. But as always, keep it respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see. And that will be supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.